y'all? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. It's KDeezy, baby. Y'all already know it's good. Finally, we're getting into Demi Lovato on healing, marriage, and life after child stardom. This is on, baby, this is KEKE Palmer, the podcast. Now, I have definitely listened to KEKE Palmer. What? I have definitely listened to her podcast before while I've been just, working or just chilling. And I've always enjoyed it. KEKE comes with great personality and great energy and vibes and great guests too, and this is one of those times. We got the Demi Lovato with the KEKE Palmer. This is iconic. I'm excited for this. I've been seeing clips all over the internet of them talking about like their past and of course growing up in the Hollywood circle, and I'm excited to get into this. I'm excited to learn new things about their journeys and kind of learn about how they navigated stardom. And I was watching them around the time that they're probably going to be talking about, because they were on these shows and these movies that we all grew up on and we all loved. Disney and Nickelodeon, right? We had True Jackson, VP. We had Sunny with the Chance, Camp Rock, Jump In with Corbin Bleu and KEKE. We had a lot of stuff, okay? We had a lot. And so now it's time to just jump in and see. Ha! It's time to jump in. That was good. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into this, guys. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you know when I upload. We are in the bed today. We are in the bed. We are chilling, y'all. We are in our own personal space today. Okay, so make sure, I know y'all already chilling in the bed, so why can't I chill in the bed? You get what I'm saying? So yeah, make sure I go to Patreon for exclusive content, follow me on IG, TikTok, do all that. It's time. It's time to join the conversation. Let's go.
They're deeper. This show has never been about gotcha moments. It's not about headlines. It's not about proving a point. It's about perspective. It's about sitting with people, not to agree, not to attack, but to understand. Pop culture moves fast. Opinions move faster. But nuance takes time. And that's what we're making space for. This season, we are choosing curiosity over certainty, context over chaos, conversation over combat. I'm not here to speak for my guests, and I'm not here to speak over them either. I'm here to ask the questions that let you see for yourself. Because culture isn't a headline. It's a reflection. And this show, it's the mirror. So let's get into it.
Let's go.
Hey y'all, welcome to the season premiere of Baby, This is KEKE Palmer. Our first guest is somebody who knows all too well what it means to grow up in the spotlight. She stepped into the industry as a child and evolved into a global superstar and best-selling author right before our eyes. With 9 studio albums, Grammy nominations, and a brand new tour and cookbook coming out.
How did I forget Rags? I follow my dreams. Yeah, definitely.
Her resume speaks for itself. Ooh. We have a lot to get into. And so please welcome the one and only Demi Lovato. Yeah! Girl, you look so good.
Thank you. So do you.
I'm really loving this hair.
Thank you.
When we were at the TikTok fest together, oh my gosh, girl. The vocals were hydrated and fabulous.
Thank you.
Your voice is just too damn good.
Thank you so much.
Yes, that range gives me all the life I need. Now, before we get into everything, I have to get into this pre-show pull-up question. So
yes.
Let me see what you were answering. Zodiac sign, I think I knew that you were a Leo.
I'm a Leo. I got a lion on my hand to prove it.
So this must mean you feel very Leo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you August?
Yep. August 20th.
August 20th. My best friend's August 9th. So I definitely love me a Leo.
Aw.
Do you know your big 3? Yes. So do you know your big 3?
I don't know my big 3, but I think my son is a Leo. I know I'm a double Leo somehow.
Yes,
I'm
double
a
Leo on one of them. Okay,
somehow.
cool. Okay. I'm gonna have to get her birth time and where she was born to get it to the
6/25.
Oh, so we can do
I know
this.
it. We can do it. I did it before, but I forgot.
You honestly, you have so many diehard fans. I'm sure they know it.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yes. Okay, what are you most grateful for today? My husband.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, congratulations. You guys are coming up
Thank
on
you.
a year?
Yeah, we're coming up on a year.
So insanely amazing to find your person.
Congratulations.
You know what I mean? It really, really is. A relationship or friendship non-negotiable for you has to be able to laugh at themselves. Girl, yes. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. When people talk about what kind of guy you like, what kind of person you want to be with, I don't always know all the details, but I definitely could tell you they can't be like super cool.
No, they can't take themselves too seriously. They have to be able to laugh.
Yes, I need that because I'm also goofy as hell. Like,
yeah.
If you're not able to laugh with me, then I'm just look crazy. Okay, what's a question you wish you were asked more in interviews? The topic of mental health. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm always talking about mental health too.
Good.
And I feel like we really, I feel like we've gotten better. Like, think about when we were kids. I don't think we were ever talking about it.
No, absolutely
You know what I mean? In that generation. But I feel like now the conversation has come up a little bit more, but we need to get past the trigger words.
Yes.
And into like what it means to maybe even like sustain good mental health before we start tipping into the dark point.
And I think also just checking in with one another, like how are you doing? Like, how's your heart? That question always resonates with me because it establishes like a meaningful connection right then and there.
And that I'm present with you.
Yes.
Not just who is someone you've met that made you feel starstruck? Beyonce. When did y'all meet? When was this?
I met her at the, maybe not Insta, maybe L Women in something.
Yeah, one of the women events. Yeah.
It was that. And I met her backstage and she was like, and first of all, I was so starstruck, but she was like, oh my God, I'm such a fan of your music. And I was like, thank you so much. Like, you know who I am. I had like a moment where I totally fell apart. And
yo, I freaking love when some of the bigger celebrities are like shocked that other bigger celebrities know who they are. Like, who do you think you are? Because y'all right there with each other, just different, like, y'all on the same level, just different lanes. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just like, Demi, come on now. Beyonce know these people out here. Like, I don't know why people be thinking Beyonce just don't know. I don't know. And I'm sure even Blue Ivy probably listen to Demi Lovato. Who knows? But yeah, wait, hold on. Let me see real quick. Let me ask ChatGPT. Let's ask the question. Hey, chat, what's the age difference between Demi Lovato and Beyonce? Beyonce! All right. The age difference is about 11 years. So Beyonce was born in 1981, while Demi was born in 1992. Okay. About 11 years, okay. Yeah, so, yeah, that makes sense. When Demi was, in her Disney bag, Beyonce is like, literally, she wasn't watching Disney. So, I mean, she said her music. So, I mean, Demi's been making music for her whole career. You know what I'm saying? So, I can see why she loved her music, Demi came out with so many bangers. Her was it Evolution? Her discography is crazy. Let's just think about it.
And it was amazing.
One thing about Beyonce, she like a singer. And she likes somebody that knows that.
My God.
So I'm not surprised by any of that because you incredible voice. I forget where I was with you when I had first heard you sing live. Because obviously we all knew that you could sing, but it was one of these events. And you didn't have nobody on stage. It was just you, and you had this attitude too where it's like, don't come out here and sing. You know when somebody has that vibe where they just like,
yes,
la la la, and you held like some crazy long note. I mean, we all started standing up and stuff.
Thank you.
I forget what event it was, but it was everything. Okay, what's a mantra you live by and why? Family and friends first. It's never too soon to laugh at yourself. Yeah. You seem to have a good sense of humor.
I like to think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like to have fun and get into it. I'm the same way.
I love to have fun.
Well, I'm glad you're here. We're definitely going to have some fun and get into it.
Yes.
And by the way, I mean, my girl is a brand mogul because this is your water?
Yes, Cali water is, I have my own flavor. It's blood orange.
Ooh, cheers,
cheers. It's cactus water, thank you. But it's super hydrating, rich in antioxidants, tons of electrolytes. And I personally just love this brand. I love the flavor.
I'm kidding. Could you imagine? That would be crazy. It's really good though, actually.
Thank you. I also brought you something else, which we'll get into in a second.
I need everybody to do this, by the way. Take note.
I baked you some cookies today. They're chocolate chip cookies.
I don't know if you're evil or good. Because why would you do this?
I have my own cookbook.
Girl.
Called One Plate at a Time, and it comes out very soon.
Babe, congratulations on the book.
Thank you so much. So I brought you the book too. You
can want it.
Well, these cookies look
but the cookies are.
I actually want to show you the cookies because they actually look like fake cookies. Like that's how good they look. They don't just look like they taste. Like they look like they taste good. Get it too. Oh my gosh, they smell good.
So
can I keep the Tupperware?
Oh yeah, you can keep it.
Not keep the Tupperware.
Thank you, sister.
Of course.
Established.
I wish I would have brought you like a cute like basket or something to put them in.
But this is
like
authentic.
Yeah, I was like, what do I have in my kitchen? And you can keep it. So
I'm so happy. Thanks.
Of course.
Yes.
I love
it.
And
here's the cookbook.
Thank you so much. Well, speaking of, how's your heart? How you feel? I want to ask you the question you'd like to be asked. How's the vibes feeling with you today?
The vibes. Okay, so I'm at a level 10 out of happiness. That's the only way to describe it. I'm just
that's awesome.
I'm so fulfilled. My heart is so full. I'm so grateful for the relationships, the people in my life, my husband, getting to do this for a living. Like, I'm just so grateful. I'm excited. I've got so much coming up. But like my mental health, I feel serene. I feel peaceful. I feel excited and happy.
That is such a good feeling. And honestly, it's like, it's also one of those things where it always ebbs and flows with life. So when we have these moments where everything is hitting on all cylinders, it's really important to hold on to and lean into. Because we know it's going to be a tough day. We're going to have, things going to happen. But like that overall just kind of like balance vibe is so good. Like I'm so happy to hear that because I feel similarly.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
My mom and I actually reacted to Dancing with the Devil. We reacted to that. I had my mom join in on that video. And it was a wonderful. Oh no! You know when you just randomly like choke on your saliva, like why? Why does that happen? We just doing too much. Anyway, it was a great like perspective. Like it was a great insight into like Demi Lovato's struggles, right? And struggles even like around the time where we were watching her. And it was unfortunate, but I know that journey was needed for her to get to where she is today, you know? So I'm really happy that she's really happy now. She's found someone who really loves her and is taking care of her heart. Because who remembers all the songs like Tell Me You Love Me. I love that fucking song. Okay, come on. But yeah, like you had all these heartbreak songs. You know, she went through a lot of heartbreaks, but now she finally got her what the fuck? She finally got her guy. She's married happily and she is glowing. You know what I'm saying? She looks amazing. Freaking amazing. So you could tell. You could just tell. You know what I'm saying? She walked like she talked.
Well, happy to hear that because I feel similarly.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
We got to go back to the beginning because both of us started out as kids.
Yeah.
But you started out on Barney, girl.
I did.
Barney.
I never watched Barney.
I did too.
Girl, when I was little, my mom used to make me and my sister, like whenever we would argue, we would sing the Barney sister song. It was like, sometimes we're real close friends. We stay up late and talk at night. Like, I was obsessed with Barney. So,
I never saw that song.
It was like
I never performed it.
Yeah,
wow.
It was like because it's when we think about it, Barney been around for a long time.
A long time.
He was like, iconic. So what was that like for you working on that show and getting your start in that way?
It was so much fun, and
if you remember anything, because how old?
I do remember. I was 8 years old when I filmed it. So I actually had auditioned when I was 5, and they didn't book me because I didn't know how to read yet. And they were like, how are you going to memorize your lines? My mom would, in the audition, she drew pictures next to each line so I could remember what the line was about. Anyways, it didn't work out when I was 5, but I auditioned a few years later and ended up booking it, and it changed the course of my life. And I give Barney the credit for like really starting my career in acting. It was my first film and television job. So,
and so where was this at? Was this from where you're from? Where are you from?
I'm from Dallas.
You're from Dallas?
Yeah.
You're from Dallas?
I did. They filmed it in Dallas, and it was a dream come true. I loved Barney as well, and had toys, Barney toys, and you know, everything growing up. And so to be on the show it was so sick.
I love that. You mentioned being called an old soul at a very young age. How do you feel like that helped you in your era of Disney, where obviously, like, I don't know how soon after that was. Maybe not, like, what, 4 or 5 years on? How old were you when you started working with Disney?
Disney, I was 14. My first gig with Disney.
For a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I was auditioning for a while. I wasn't booking a lot of jobs. I would book commercials here and there and like a guest role on this show, but like it was not consistent work.
Yeah.
After Barney to Disney Channel, and once I did end up working with Disney Channel, that's when my career really skyrocketed and just like took off for me, and the rest is history.
And would you say that it was, were you immediately auditioning for Sunny with a Chance, or did you kind of work, because you know, working with Disney, sometimes they have you doing other stuff and then slowly you get your own show. How did it happen for you?
I booked a show called As the Bell Rings, which was...
Oh, you know it! I know As the Bell Rings,
oh, sick! Okay. Well, I did As the Bell Rings, which for those who don't know is a like 5-minute show that they would air on commercial breaks. And that was my shoe-in with Disney Channel. And then they brought me in to audition for... they actually had me audition for Jonas, the TV show.
Yes, I remember. That was...
really?
Yeah. And I didn't book it. I got down to the wire on it. And I was so devastated. And they were like, you know what? We want to pull you in to audition for 2 other projects. If you're like, come on in and audition. And I was like, you just told me no. Like, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to give it another shot. So I went in and I was so defeated, but I put my all into these 2 auditions, and it ended up being Camp Rock and Sunny with a Chance. And I booked them both.
Yeah. I mean, I think back on it. Was this when Gary Marsh was a model?
Yes.
Shout out to Gary Marsh.
Yeah.
And it was also the other guy too with him that I cannot think. Adam Burrell.
Oh my God.
Adam Burrell, Gary Marsh. That was their whole era with Disney Channel. I feel like it was really at what we considered the Disney Channel height.
Yes.
So Sunny with a Chance, you had your own show. What was that like? Because having your own show, it's very fun and cool, but it's also a lot of pressure. I'm curious how it was for you.
I think for me, I had so much fun working on Disney Channel. I was thriving, but at the same time, it was coupled with a lot of struggles. I was struggling with my mental health at the time. So I really was kind of, I let the pressure get to me, and it was really challenging. It's hard to carry a show by yourself at 16 years old. And I ended up having a blast. I made incredible friends that, you know, I've stayed friends with, and it was a good experience, but it was a lot of pressure, and I did struggle on that show.
What do you think was the hardest part for you? Because I know for me growing up, like, I don't know what your background was in Dallas, but I came from a very like lower working class family. So getting into Disney, Nickelodeon, having my own show, I became the breadwinner of my family just by proxy. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just what happened. They had to help with my career, and we're seeing money that we never had seen.
Oh, absolutely.
And that stress for me, especially not being able to process it, that was like a big triggering point. And then never wanting to like be sad or make anybody feel like bad about it because I don't want them to be stressed. Like, you know, and then not having a lot of time to like have fun and be a kid.
Yeah. You know, for me, I actually was like, I had this like mantra that was like, if you're going to work me like an adult, I'm going to party like an adult.
Oh.
And I got into some bad stuff at a young age. And that's when I started like self-medicating. And I wish that, you know, I had stayed more focused. Obviously, I think the course of my life would have gone in a different direction, meaning like I wouldn't have maybe struggled as much with substances later down the road. But like everything happens for a reason. And I'm sitting here in this state of mind today, like grateful and for everything that I've been through.
You are alive.
But yeah,
Demi.
it was really challenging. There wasn't a lot of time for play, but when I did, I played pretty hard.
I mean, that's very. I know we didn't want to do the drama. I know we didn't want any of the drama of it, but I feel like people don't understand like that's what we was dealing with. Yeah, I found myself dating. I'm 15. Why is my boyfriend 20?
Why was my boyfriend 30?
Girl,
you know what I'm saying?
What?
Like,
what?
I'm not smiling at that, but that is real. We was trying to find outlets, though. I don't think, and also just a way to process this, and nobody our age,
could understand. Nobody our age could understand. But then you look back in hindsight, when I turned 30, I was like, that's not okay.
Girl, the moment when you realize and you get the age of a lot of people that were around you and doing stuff, it's almost a mental break that can happen because you realize,
it's crazy.
You were taken advantage of. Oh, I was being exploited.
Yeah.
Oh, that was very difficult for me when because at 15, I'm thinking like my boyfriend's older because I'm doing an older job and I'm doing a bunch of things and this is the way that it is, and it seemed normal in my mind. But then
especially if you're an older soul too, especially if you're mature for your age.
I love the Hillary Duff song.
Oh my God, me too.
Yeah, because it's like y'all have the same damn life.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Where people kept telling us you're so mature for your age.
I also wrote a song about that. It's called 29. And when you listen to it, I think you'll be able to relate to it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I was very excited to talk to you because I knew that we were going to be able to relate to so much of these things. But in speaking of that, like people might think, well, you're surrounded by other people. There's Miley Cyrus and there's Selena Gomez but there's a lot of competition that the industry put in those times and space when we were kids. I almost felt like a lot of times, me being Black, I was kind of left out of the conversation. Like, people weren't really involving me in it, which, it was positive, I feel like, in a lot of ways, because I felt like I would be watching on the outside a lot of those different mechanisms happening. And I would be kind of like, okay, that's interesting. How was it for you trying to make friendships when you have these corporations, using us all as products, and then
bring all up against each other.
Who's the number one girl? Like that makes it hard to actually become friends with people that might relate to your experience.
Well, what was beautiful is Selena and I had a friendship prior to Disney Channel because we actually were on Barney together, and so I felt this safety when I came into the Disney Channel having a built-in friendship there already, and I'm so grateful for that. We'll always be grateful for the friendship that I have and continue to have with her. But
that's awesome.
It was challenging when, people are comparing you to one another and you naturally have insecurities at a young age. So you start comparing yourself to other people. But one thing my mom always instilled in me was like, there's room for everyone. It's not a competition. And even though there are it can be competitive. And if you have that mindset, it definitely is competitive. My mom was just always like, there's room for everyone and you have your own voice, your own lane. And that's what I really stuck by. Yeah. And that's what kind of got me through that period. So I was always rooting for everybody.
Yeah. It's true. It is true that everybody has their own lane. And it is difficult though sometimes in those spaces for that to be able to be made clear. But I just think back and it's like, I often wonder, what if I did share a little bit more about what I was experiencing instead of being so insulated and afraid, what more friendships I could have made with my peers, because I'm not friends with a lot of people in our industry because I was always, for me as a kid, being on those sets and working and like I said, being, considered marginalized in a lot of ways. I was kind of like, let me just go to work, do my job, whatever. But
so I was just going to say something about that. I was going to be like, I'm surprised that Demi and KEKE aren't closer because they do seem to have similar personalities in a way, and personalities that I feel like would get along great if they were just hanging out. I could really see them being good friends, So the fact that they aren't as close as I would think they would be, this is just explaining why. It's because they felt like they had to just stay in their own area, work on their stuff, not worry about anybody else because those people, they got their thing, but I gotta have my thing too. And of course the industry putting them against each other, who's the best, who's falling off, you know what I'm saying? Who's gonna rise, who's gonna, you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of dang, that's crazy. I just wish that they were closer, a lot of them. I really wish Miley Cyrus, well, I know some of them are closer with each other. So obviously Demi was talking about how she and Selena were pretty close because they grew up literally acting together, from Barney, and then they were on Disney Channel together. Two very iconic actresses and singers as well, and performers. So you had them, you had KEKE Palmer, you had Miley Cyrus, you had Raven-Symoné, you had there's a lot. Zendaya, of course, but Zendaya is a little bit like more newer schooly, right? Like that. So I guess I'm trying to stay in their time. Vanessa Hudgens, Ashley Tisdale, Brenda Song. I'm just going through all of like the movies and shows I could think of that was like really around that time. Even Debbie Ryan was coming up around that time. She made appearances on some shows. So yeah, I'm naming like a lot of the females that I remember that I felt like were really making their way. Some of them obviously didn't make it as big as I felt like they should have, but they did like have very big milestones. Like they either had their own show or movie, because both Ashley Tisdale and Brenda Song they were on Sweet Life with Zach and Cody. Brenda was on Sweet Life on Deck a little bit more. Ashley Tisdale, of course, had High School Musical. She had Sharpay's Adventure, blah, blah, blah. And then Brenda Song had Wendy Wu Homecoming, which was an amazing movie. I loved that movie. Watched it so many times. And so, like, yeah, I mean, like, a lot of them had their own thing. Debbie Ryan started, she was on, like, Sweet Life with Zach and Cody. She made appearances on other shows, and then she ended up having her own show, which is Jessie later down the line. And then also, of course, you had Miley Cyrus. I mean, come on. And then Raven-Symoné, of course, she had her own show. She had the Cheetah Girls, and it's just a lot. I mean, a lot of them really did really big things on Disney, and then of course Nickelodeon. I didn't even do the Nickelodeon side, so I mean, yeah, Miranda Cosgrove, you had Victoria Justice, you had Ariana Grande, you had a lot of big stars that came out of that era as well. Well, not era, but that show, or that network. Network was the word, not show. So, a lot of people who were failed. Jeanette McCurdy, it's just a lot. So, yeah, that's what I'll say. You guys let me know down below. Who did you feel like you watched a lot, Of course, I didn't say Hilary Duff. Hilary Duff. She's doing amazing things right now, too. I love how she speaks up for the LGBTQ plus community. Like, she's amazing. So, yeah.
About it now, especially when so many of us have shared our stories, or even the documentary you did where you were speaking to other people in our career path, where it was like, damn, I wonder if we was able to really express ourselves more, how many more of us could have at least created a safe space with each other. Yeah. So it's cool to be able to talk about it now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Absolutely.
You've been open about feeling like you've had to live up to this role model role, which again,
yes.
Working with major corporations, especially ones like Disney or any of the kids stuff, that's kind of the whole vibe. It pushes that before you even know who you are to be a model of.
Yes.
How have you handled over the years processing that, not feeling guilty about that, and kind of becoming, your own person outside of that?
Yeah. I don't look at myself as a role model because I have never made mistakes and I have followed the rules and this and that. I really haven't followed the rules, and I've gotten into a lot of trouble, but I've learned from them, and I haven't let those mistakes break me or change who I am. Like I think I'm a person that believes that we are here to evolve, and evolution is very important to me, and so I continue to work on myself daily, and that's my way of being a role model for others, is just being like, you know what, I'm going to learn from my mistakes, and I'm going to teach you all what I've learned from them so that you don't have to go through it.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like that's what I remember Tupac Shakur used to say, like, I'm not a role model, I'm a real model, meaning if I can be anything, it's real. And be owning my truth, and if that can be of an inspiration of just for you to walk your own path, then cool. But don't like try to be like perfect.
It was never me. Never me. Like I could never I couldn't even fake it. Like
seriously.
I'm grateful for the way that my life has turned out, and I feel like I'm better for it, having learned from my mistakes.
And I do think that's why everybody has always rocked with you. You know, what you represented in those spaces, even when we was all kids and everybody was really trying to be even more perfect than the generation and culture we're in now. You was always like, look, I'm Demi, guys. Come on. You know what I mean? And people resonated with that. Let's talk about Camp Rock, though. I mean, like, obviously, you know, Sunny with a Chance, but like Camp Rock, like it was really just a cultural classic hit.
Thank you.
When you were doing that show, did y'all know? Was there a moment in time where you were like, oh, my life is going to be changed forever? Like, you know what I mean? Or was it unexpected?
There was a pivotal moment when I realized my life was going to change.
Baby, this is KEKE Palmer, yeah. You know your girl loves to travel.
Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna continue. I think there's a sponsorship.
On Airbnb.
Yeah.
First off, it was when I got the phone call that I had booked the gig. It was the hottest job in town. And
come on.
And I got that coveted spot, and my life changed from one phone call. But then there was another moment, which was when I heard This Is Me back for the first time with Joe's voice on it. And the Jonas Brothers were already making a name for themselves, already had a career. And I was like, holy, like, this is gonna change my life.
And that was This Is Me.
Yeah.
This is exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. And so I knew when I heard that song that my life was gonna be different. And it was a moment I'll never forget.
Oh my God. And then you stepped back on the stage with the Jonas Brothers recently.
Yeah.
What is that like when y'all, because it's almost like surreal. It's like we still up in this thing.
Yeah.
We've been over 20 years, y'all. What's up? Like, what does that feel like to have those moments? You guys created the moments that have really like symbolized at least the beginning of you building your brands and your career, and you're still here together.
Yeah. Well, I was 15 the first time that we ever performed together. So to be 15, and then last year when I performed with them, it had been 17, 18 years since the first time we had stepped on stage together. And it was so nostalgic. I almost cried when I heard the intro to the song, like about to go on stage. I was like, this is so magical. And, you know, it was great seeing them. And it was special.
It's very surreal. I remember when me and Nick did Scream Queens together, and it was just like, last time I seen you, we was doing a damn Jingle Jam tour.
Yes.
You remember the Jingle Jam tour back in the day?
Oh my God,
like,
yes.
Bro, it was such a subculture when we look back. Like, it's like
radio shows.
All of them radio shows.
And you did the circuit. You did it. Yeah, you did them. You would say hi and meet new people, make friends. It was so fun.
It was so fun. And it was we was really little kids with jobs.
Yeah.
Which is just so funny to me.
Yeah. When
you look back on that era, whether it's Sunny with a Chance or Camp Rock, like, what stands out to you, you know, or what might be surprising to fans about what you look back on that time and think?
Wow. I mean, there's so many emotions that come to mind when I think about that period of time in my life. I have a lot of compassion for my younger self because we were held to such high standards at such a young age that, like, I really have compassion for myself and an understanding of what I was going through. I think I was so hard on myself at the time that I wish I'd had more grace for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And looking back, like, you know, I can have that grace and compassion for my inner child today. But I also have so much gratitude. I mean, those years, those were the years that started it all for me. And I have very fond memories, some not so fond memories of the struggling that I had when filming those shows. You know, having struggled with an eating disorder while on camera was really challenging. I struggled with my mental health, very much so, but ultimately, like, very fond memories. I made friends that I will have for the rest of my life.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. When did you feel like this kind of zooming out started happening for you? Were you able to kind of separate from, you know, your childhood and see what you experienced with new set of eyes? When would you say that started happening for you?
You know, when I had like this breakdown right after this Camp Rock 2 tour that I did. I had an incident where I basically had a breakdown, and it caused me to do a lot of reflection. And so a couple years after going through that and dealing and going through the program of Alcoholics Anonymous, there's a step in there. The 9th step is to make amends. So I had to make amends to a lot of people, saying like, I'm sorry I was so challenging to work with at the time. I was so...
Right. And I did, to talk about that a little bit, I did hear some conversations, and the one in particular I want to talk about is the one between Demi and Raven. So I heard, like, I mean, I think I saw a glimpse or a piece of, you know what? I kind of want to, here, we'll check that out right after we get to like the 30-minute mark. When we get to the halfway mark, this is going to be part 1, you guys. We'll do part 2. If that's what you guys want, right? I want to see how this does first. But this week is supposed to be about this episode right here. Because I was really into, getting into it and watching it. But I did see them talking about it, and Raven was kind of like, yeah, you wasn't that nice now, but, like, it was cool, we working the show, but you wasn't all that nice to me. It was kind of, like, obviously that's not word for word, but that's, like, around, like, kind of what they was talking about. And Demi was kind of apologizing about it, but I wonder who all she had to, like, go back and apologize to.
Miserable in my own skin and dealing with what I was going through, that I wasn't the nicest person to work with at the time. And I think that chapter of my life where I was being really reflective of everything, and like I wanted to right my wrongs. And so that was like a few years after Disney Channel. And then I've continued to reflect, and over the years, I've just gained more and more compassion, especially after shooting Child Star, just getting to have conversations with people that were in the same position as I was really impactful, and it made me really reflective on that as well. And so, yeah, I've continued to have grace and compassion for myself.
What I love so much that you said that I think is really important, I want to pull it out because I think it applies to anyone, is that we get into these, we don't even know sometimes the decisions that we're making are because we're hating ourselves for things we did to survive.
Yes. Oh my God.
You know what I mean? That's so important what you just said, because a lot of times we don't know why we're putting ourselves in these situations, but we're putting ourselves in situations that aren't really helping us. They're actually hurting us. And it's actually because we're mad at ourselves.
Yes.
And we're mad at ourselves about we were just trying to do to move forward. Like whatever bad attitude or whatever you were doing that was making you difficult, it's like, that's what you had to do to get through. You know what I'm saying? But
and I mean, I was 17.
You know what I mean?
16, 17. Like, I don't know. I just wasn't always the nicest, because what happened is when people would come on set and they'd say, "Good morning, Demi, how are you?" In my head, I would literally think, you don't care about me. You're just, you don't really care how I'm doing.
But it was true though. You weren't wrong. You know what I mean? Not to say that. I'm not trying to say that.
No, but it's true.
But you were dealing with, that's actually valid.
And I just wanted so badly for someone to see that I was struggling. And when I ended up having my breakdown, like everyone did, and I was able to explain to people afterwards, like it wasn't personal. Like when I showed up and was bratty on set, like that was not my intention. I was just doing like exactly what you said, doing what I had to do to survive.
And I know exactly what you mean when you talk about, so what I did was this weird thing that I'm now trying to get myself out of, where because everybody wanted me to be great all the time, and I knew when they would ask that they really didn't think I was fine, I became like the satirical character that everybody knows me to be today, which is, like I would go overboard because I'd be so mad. Like I would be inside actually kind of angry. And so instead I would just be like, yes. It was my version of trying to like fight back against that same feeling that you're talking about, where you know that the adults around you just want you to do the job.
They just want you to do the
job. So they're
job.
saying everything and doing everything, but it's fake. And so that was me being like, fake back.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So it's like, I really do relate to what you're saying, because it can kind of drive me crazy. And it's like, there is no right or wrong way, even as an adult, to deal with that level of intensity. And so I just think it's great what you're saying, because whether people was child entertainers or whatever, like we all have moments in our lives where we didn't give ourselves grace for what we were trying to do to move forward and to survive. And we can end up making choices in our lives because we forgot to forgive ourselves.
Oh, God.
And it's like, damn,
That's so true and so powerful. But that's what you said, so I want to make sure the folks heard it.
Okay, so we're gonna stop it right there, you guys. But I did kind of want to go into so Demi and Raven, their conversation right here, I think.
You guest starred on my show, Sunny with the Champs.
Yes, I did.
I've completed my own investigation.
I had no idea.
And my own conclusion is that you
I've seen every
are
episode.
a wackadoodle-doo. A wackadoodle-who? When we first got on the phone to talk about this project, you were like, I was like, I watched you on That's So Raven, such an inspiration. You were like, I was on your show. And I was like, oh my God, she was. Yeah. But it was part of my disassociation that I don't even remember so much of my show that I was on. But I do remember how difficult I was to work with because I was in so much pain and I was hurting. You weren't the nicest person. Right. You were like, welcome. You know, you weren't doing that. But being the type of person I am and that I've been in the industry for as long as you and I understand the glaze over the eyes, I didn't hold it against you. I just was like, something going on there.
See, so Raven understood Demi and what she was going through because she was literally in the spotlight right with her. But like, it's really cool to see her take accountability and kind of like, you know what I'm saying, talk about it with people who she felt like she wronged, you know, during the time of her life where she wasn't loving herself. So yeah, I mean, I also forgot to name Raven on College Road Trip. What was it called? I forgot about this. I love that song. That movie was amazing as well. So yeah. Anyway, my point is that all of the people that I named, all the women that I named that are, you know, a part of the peak Disney and Nickelodeon times, like, they're insane. Also, Liz Gillies, right? Is that her last name? Is that how you say it? Liz Gillies? Liz. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The Victorious. You know what I'm saying? So you had Victorious, had Carly, you know, True Jackson, you had, where's some other shows that I can't even, right now those are the ones that come in my head, because those are the ones I watch probably the most. But the point is, it's a hard industry. And especially starting as a child actor, because I actually like really asked my mom, I was like, how come you didn't put me into child acting? Like I would have like I really wish she had put me into acting when I was younger. And that's only because I feel like it would make it easier for me now. But actually hearing this type of stuff and learning how difficult it is, you don't get to really be a child, you don't get to like have fun that much. Like it's kind of like a rocky area for me. Like I feel like I still would have loved to start as a child actor, but then I also know it would have been really, really tough. So yeah, I'm kind of like in the middle of it, but yeah, I mean, nonetheless, I love acting. I love the art of it. I love the people I meet. So this was a lot of fun, guys. I enjoyed the first half of this podcast episode, and if you did too, hit the like button, okay? If we get this video to 20 likes, if we get it to 20 likes, then I will go ahead and react to the second part of it. But if we do not, then we won't continue. You guys can also comment down below and let me know, should I continue? If you say, hey, please continue, hey, please keep going, then I might do it. You get it? But we're gonna go ahead and just continue on with the schedule for the week. I have a few other videos coming out, so definitely stay tuned for that. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all stay tuned and stay litty. Yeah!